Hello.
Hi.
Here we are.
Welcome.
A BJJ marriage.
Again.
Yes.
I don't know what week this is anymore. I think
Our
7.
weekly episode.
7 probably. Our coffee is super hot right now, so
Woo.
if you see us making a lot of faces when we drink it, it's because it's burning the inside of our mouths.
Yeah, hot coffee with a straw is not the best idea.
No, but these are the biggest cups we have. They're from Vegas. Aren't they pretty? But anyway, how are you guys today? Did you have a good week? We had a
How
good
about those fights last night?
week. Oh my goodness.
The triple header UFC fight card.
There's no jujitsu.
Oh
Super
my
annoying.
goodness.
I'm still
Yeah, I don't
mad
know how
about it.
Adesanya got that purple belt.
I'm still salty about it. Oh my goodness.
I mean, his half guard was completely open.
If anyone...
And Jan didn't even step out of it.
Yeah,
but
if anyone was watching, it was Israel Adesanya and Jan
Blachowicz.
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 That's how I feel about him.
Jan Blachowicz.
No, he's a great... They were great when they were on their feet. I thought the striking was really cool, and it was really interesting to watch. However, when they got to the ground, dude.
Well, I mean, okay, his half guard pressure was...
Don't even try to defend them.
Whoa.
No, it was awful. It was
Like I
seriously
said
awful.
yesterday, it's different in jiu-jitsu when somebody's trying to punch you in the face.
Okay, but does that excuse Jan's performance?
He was holding them, he was grappling, he was taking control.
Dave's gonna disagree with you. Dave agrees with me, and these are not you. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, it's not fun discussion and we both agree on everything all the time. But no, it's totally different in MMA. We're going to roll with gloves on.
Okay, fine.
I'm going to show you what it's like.
Let's do it. You'll still beat me. I don't know why you're trying to do this with me.
But I'll show you. You can't frame the way you would frame in jiu-jitsu because you have to protect your face. And Jan does have Polish power. So if you're in half guard, you still... Yeah, if you're in half guard, you still have that whole wind-up range. More mount depends sometimes, but mount it's easier to just punch through the defense. But in
Sorry
half
for
guard,
those of you who didn't watch it, have no idea what we're talking about. Literally what happened was they got to the ground. Jan got a very good takedown, and he took Israel down to the ground. He held him inside control, or like he was in Israel's guard, and just hunkered down on him. And Izzy's like 20-ish pounds smaller than him, and he just laid there. And he was trying to get out. He was like, I guess, like he's saying he had gloves on, so he had to like frame his face. It's also hard because when you're out, then you can't punch, and if you do punch, then you're gonna get punched back, and all that stuff. So it's much different in jiu-jitsu with MMA than it is just in
Just
the
jiu-jitsu.
gym. Yeah.
right?
But
Because we know how to get out of half guard.
just laid there. Like, this is Izzy, this is Jan. This is what happened for the last 2 rounds of the entire fight. Nothing else. There was a half guard, there were sweeps, there were deep half sweeps, there were arm bars everywhere.
I don't know about everywhere.
Everywhere. When Izzy is going like this, come on now. Come on now.
Remember my 29-minute match? I wasn't doing much in the last 10 minutes of that either.
It was dumb. I'm happy that Jan won. I wish Izzy would have won because he's my favorite. I think it was deserved on the striking aspect. However, that grappling game really needs to.
Okay, but that
Amp it up a
49-45 scorecard
Yeah, that was
ridiculous.
That was a little ridiculous.
I don't know if those were 10-8 rounds. I don't think Izzy got dominated in any 10-8 rounds.
No, he got dominated in the last 2 minutes of the 4th and 5th round when he was on the ground.
Right, but not even, like Brittany said, not dominated with submission attempts or transitions or any actual grappling
Just
besides
holding.
pressure and control.
Watch out, guys. I'm going to start laying on you and see if I can win the match. Apparently, that's all you have to do in the UFC.
Or you can illegally knee someone.
Anyway, enough about UFC. Let's talk about our weeks. How was your week grappling?
My week grappling was super fun. I probably rolled the lightest I've rolled and found the most opportunity for submissions that I've found in a while.
Really? You didn't tell me that.
I
Why
told
were
your
you
dad
rolling-
that.
Well, you were rolling like because of your knee?
Yeah, my knee was all weird because Muay Thai sparring, knee to knee, that sucked.
Yeah.
And so it was hard to
Bone
put
on
pressure
bone.
on my knee for a couple days. So I was literally not using one whole portion of my normal base. So I was flowing around that completely. And just being able to transition into submissions, like, it was like butter. It was weird how when I was looser, my technique was crisper. And that's something I've been learning when I'm standing up also, because I'm realizing that stand-up game is just jiu-jitsu on your feet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found being loose this week and just attacking things when they present themselves was like super easy.
Yeah. Well, going back to the stand-up is like jiu-jitsu, because I was listening to the commentators last night on the UFC card, and Joe Rogan, I think it was, who said it may have been Daniel Cormier, but I think it was Joe Rogan. And when Jan and Israel were going back and forth with their punches, Joe Rogan had made a comment saying it's amazing how many fakes they're doing, and how every time that they're faking, the other person is completely leaning back. And he said that Jan should really be looking out for that when Israel is ever like leaning back, because that means that his hips and his feet are forward past his center line. And so if he's ever leaning back, that would be a perfect opportunity for Jan to charge in with his bulldog type approach and just take him down. Yeah, and that's how he got him down in the 4th and 5th round. But it was interesting to think about it that way, because there's no striking in jiu-jitsu, so it's not something that we really, I guess, like think about too much in our game, at least my game, just because you're not throwing a punch for them to lean back into dodge in jiu-jitsu. So when you're on a stand-up game, it's more like, where can I get my grips? How am I going to shoot for an angle and all that stuff? But listening to Joe Rogan say that last night, I was like, oh, that's really interesting. Maybe I should start faking punches at people, and then they'll lean back, and then their hips will be out, and I can just go for a double leg or something.
Well, that's why when we get a grip, if we pull them down forward, they're going to want to get out of whatever we're pulling. So that's, their natural reaction is to stand up, sit back just a little bit, and that's where we got to be quick.
Yeah.
Take those shots.
It makes sense, that concept. It was just like a light bulb for me. I was like, wow.
Ah, thanks, Joe Rogan.
Even though he was driving me nuts last night.
Maybe he'll come on the podcast.
Oh my goodness. I wouldn't be able to handle him for an hour.
Yeah, he was pretty ridiculous. The bias in the commentary last night was very heavy.
Holy crap.
You could tell who they wanted to win.
Fight, Sterling got illegally kneed, and then he was down, and rightfully so. Joe Rogan, just literally in the background, all you can hear him is say, this fight is over. This fight needs to be over. Oh my goodness. He got illegally kneed. That was intentional. That was a bad knee. This fight needs to be over. I'm like, Rogan, do you think that the fight needs to be over? Like, shut up. Let him breathe. My goodness. It was very frustrating. But anyway.
Oh, man.
So, anything else about your week? That's cool that you were able to crisp up your moves and get some submissions like
pendulum
butter.
Sweeps.
Pendulum sweeps?
Worked on pendulum sweeps this week, which was super fun.
With your flowing?
Yes.
Nice.
And with Mike.
Yeah.
Mike and I are working pendulum sweeps together, and he's doing standing arm bars.
At
with
6
me.
a.m.?
Whenever we find each other here.
Mike.
We do it a couple times.
Mike, teach me.
Oh, yeah, sure. Just come to 6 a.m.
No. I don't want to do 6 a.m.
How about your week?
It was hard enough to get up today. My week has been good, actually. I mean, it's actually been probably on the lower end of my other past week, since I'm still injured. But it was
Mindset.
still
Good.
I mean, overall, yeah, it was still a good week. So I'm also rolling really lightly. My chest has been pretty awful this week. I was an idiot, and I used a massage gun on it last weekend. And, when you're sore, when you're hurting, people just think about getting massages. So I was like, I'm going to use it on my sternum, since my sternum's sore.
But your sternum's not a muscle.
No.
Apparently.
No. So the next day I woke up and my whole chest just felt like it was going to explode out of my body. And it's been very tight. And for the last couple of weeks, I've been able to at least do backwards rolls and move around in Granby style and all that stuff. And I have not been able to do that this week. So I've had to revert back to the drawing board and start back again at 10% on the days that I have been rolling. And I was told that I probably shouldn't even be rolling right now and letting it heal again, but oh well, that's where we're at. But anyways,
how are we not going to roll? Let's be honest.
Right. I think it went well. Everyone was going very nicely with me, which was super cool, and it was also it was a good chance for me to be able to move around and to sharpen up my technique too. I am doing crazy things this week that I didn't really ever try when I was rolling harder, because I know it's more available and more open to me.
Yeah.
And it's also kind of interesting too that when I am rolling with newer people, 6 months or less type people, I've had to tell them hey, just so you know, my chest is injured, so when you're flowing with me, please don't get any pressure on me. You can get in the positions, but just don't hunker down on the positions. And you can tell that it kind of just freaks them out a little bit, where they're just oh no, I don't even know about that. what am I going to do if I get there? And I'm like, it's okay, I'll tell you, I'll let you know if it hurts. And I'm very selective of who I'm rolling with. Like, I wouldn't roll with you if I didn't think that you were going to watch your weight, I guess. So the people that I've been going with have been very respectful of that, and I think it's also helped them too. Like the newer people under 6 months, it's been able to help them figure out their positions and their movements and the flow state. It's amazing. I love it. If you're part of Fluid, or even maybe if you're not, I don't know if they posted it on their page, but Ellie, she was on our episodes a couple weeks ago, and then Dave, we talk about him often. They did a flow video that you should go check out. It's really cool. They put it together really well.
Yeah, it was a good video. I believe it is on the Fluid Jiu Jitsu page on Facebook.
And then I saw someone tell them to put it on YouTube, so it might be on YouTube. But they just go through what flow is and how it's great for you and different movements, and then the entire time they are flowing in the background, so you can actually watch it. And
Fun stuff.
But yeah, we learned knee bars this week too. That was fun.
Our instructor's letting us knee bar white belts, so I'm really excited about that.
He said knee bars are illegal, or not illegal for white belts. He was saying knee bars and straight ankle locks for white belts is okay.
Straight ankle locks are. Most tournaments I haven't seen knee bars legal for white belts.
Yeah, see, when he said that, I was like,
but
what?
Some white belts do intermediate tournaments. So that's where there's a little bit of lapse.
That makes sense.
But, yeah.
But it's been fun because with my flow, I have been actually like in my head going for knee bars, but I actually didn't know how to do a knee bar, so I was just like, ooh, look, a leg, and then I'd fall back with it and be like, now what? So it was kind of interesting, and then when we learned about it on Friday, I was like, wow, that makes so much more sense. So now I'm going to start going for them with a purpose, not just because the leg is out. So that's kind of cool.
And I'll feel less bad going for knee bars on anybody. I always feel like I'm cheating when I go for somebody's legs. It's like taboo.
It's not cheating.
Yeah, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's cheating because people defend their legs much less than they defend their upper body.
But it's a good experience to defend your bottom half, I would say.
Yeah.
Especially right now because I can't do any top half pressure. So I've been doing a whole lot of leg stuff that I probably shouldn't be.
Yeah, whatever. But this week, we wanted to talk about scheduling and how to make your commitments work for you.
Yeah, which is interesting because our schedules this week have been all out of whack.
Yes.
We've been late to just about everything that you can think of this week, including this podcast. We started this about 18 minutes later than we normally do. So.
Well, last night I helped my buddy out with his 4x4x48 challenge. He's doing the Goggins 4x4x48, which is running 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. So that's been very difficult, and I decided to go help him out at 2 a.m. this morning and do his 4-mile run with him, which I haven't run 4 miles in, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years or ever. And I ran it at a 10-minute pace. It was all right. It was just boring. Took a lot of time.
He was on a treadmill too, so that probably didn't help.
Yeah, but I got to help him through his hump because that was his 8th leg out of 12. And I believe it would have been very difficult for him to do that alone. So
yeah,
I was happy to help him.
He's got a couple more to go. He's done today at his 6 p.m. will be his last 4-mile run. He's a little broken right now after all of his other runs. So
yeah, because he's not a runner.
Yeah.
So he's just doing what he can to keep his heart rate up and not completely destroy his legs.
But he's not giving up. So we have a lot of respect for him. And I think what he's doing is great. It brings great awareness. I just think he's insane for doing it in the first place. Go
donate to the cause. The website is mke4x4x48.com. mke4x4x48.com. And the buys are X's.
Yep.
Yeah. But, yeah, our schedule has been super out of whack this week. Yeah. And next week we have a belt ceremony on Monday, which Monday is normally our day of rest or day off from jiu-jitsu.
It's our day to go hang out with family, see some friends we haven't seen in a while.
Also Sundays. Sundays and Mondays are our rest days.
Sundays are a little bit crazier though. But Mondays, like Monday night, I get home from work around 4.
Yeah.
And then we typically just have the whole night to do
whatever Sundays are like a physical rest day. Mondays are like a mental rest day.
But we do it 2 days in a row so that we're re-energized for Tuesday when we get back out there. But that's kind of what we're going to get into is our schedule. And
finding what works for us.
And we want you to think about it while we're talking about our schedule because obviously ours is not the same as yours. And you should start thinking about your schedule and what you do. And is it really helping you or impacting your life in the way that it should?
Yeah, are your daily habits or your daily commitments things that always add value to your life, or the things that maybe subtract from your life?
Yeah.
You know, and it
So-
can be anything as small as when I wake up, I lay in bed and check my phone.
Mhm.
Is that something I want to do for 15 minutes every day? Probably not. I should probably not check my phone immediately. Maybe go brush my teeth, take a shower, get dressed, and then check my phone.
Right. But I guess what we can do is just a quick rundown of our schedule day by day and just see what we do. Go back and forth really quick. So
Yeah.
you
I
guys
start
can
my
see
weeks on
how-
Mondays.
Gosh, you guys can see how crazy busy our schedule is. And so when people literally ask us like the week of, do you want to hang out this weekend? I'm like, yeah, available like 2 months from now. It gets a little insane in our realm, but
I don't
That's
feel
why-
like that ever slows down. I feel like
No.
that only speeds up.
right.
So far it has in my 29-ish years of life.
Yeah, it's been kind of nice. Last weekend we didn't have any plans on Saturday or Sunday, and whenever someone asked us if we wanted to do something, I like quite literally told them no because I was really excited to just be home for the weekend.
Yeah.
Because I can't even tell you the last time we did that, where we just hung out with each other and watched stupid movies and ate popcorn and did nothing.
COVID
Oh yeah, when we had COVID,
in
but
October.
yeah, that got really boring really fast though. Anyway, so you want to start on Monday then?
Yeah, my weeks start on Monday, and it's work in the morning, work for her in the morning also, and then it's kind of our date night, where we'll either have a date with ourselves or a date with family or friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow, I don't even remember. Oh, tomorrow we have belt ceremony, so that's all.
Yeah, tomorrow our schedule's changed to come to the gym
Yeah.
and beat up on some white belts that are going to turn blue, and a blue belt's going to turn purple.
Heck yeah.
Congratulations in advance.
Yeah, Mondays I get home around 4, and typically for the last couple of weeks we've been going grocery shopping on Mondays, getting ready for the week, getting our meals prepped, and figuring out what we're gonna do. He's on competition diet right now, so it's like extra important right now that I pick good meals and healthy veggies and
Got like
all
5
that
pounds,
stuff.
6, 7, 8 pounds to lose.
Yeah.
5 to 8 pounds ish. Something
Yeah.
like that.
I would say Mondays is our least eventful day of the week, but it's still pretty busy, pretty packed. It's not really just
Yeah.
to sit around and we don't watch Netflix really. Like we watch maybe a half hour of TV every night while we're eating dinner, and that's about it. And I think some people find that's insane. But anyway, so
Tuesdays is when the fun starts. Well, Mondays I also go to noon class if I don't have any commitments for work.
yeah.
So I do train a little bit on Mondays, but normally it's not hard training that I give myself. But then Tuesdays, I wake up at a little bit after 5, come to 6 a.m. class, and then I come home and make coffee for her. And then we both go to work. Yeah, it's worked throughout the morning, afternoon.
You're really thinking hard about your Tuesday.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to figure out what else I do. But yeah, it's a couple jobs I have on Tuesdays.
Yeah. Tuesdays is my busiest day at work, so I always try to make sure I get a good night's sleep on Mondays. Tuesday just always seems to be the day that I have 20 different client items, and then we have an extra person in the office on Tuesdays, and they have a bunch of clients coming in, and it's a big chaotic day. We actually used to have our staff meetings on Tuesdays, and then we just moved them to Wednesdays because Tuesdays are too crazy. So,
Good for you guys.
but yeah, then we get home at around 4 again, and
On 5-ish, right?
yeah.
4 or 5-ish, yeah. And then it's Muay Thai
at
and
6,
Jiu Jitsu.
And Jiu Jitsu at 7.
So I only go to 3 classes that day.
And then we're at the gym until late. Normally around 9 o'clock is when we leave, and then we go home, make dinner, shower, eat dinner, and go to bed around 11 every night.
Yep.
And
And
then-
then Wednesday I'd say is my longest work day because I typically work like 7 to 6, and then I come directly to the gym
Yeah.
at 7.
Yeah, Wednesday's
And it's
kind of a
no-gi.
busy day. Wednesday's no-gi, so Wednesday's a fun day. But I work Monday through Friday, so I don't have to keep saying, I work until 3, and then I would come home at 4, and blah, blah, blah. But Wednesday, I typically call my grandma. Actually, Wednesdays is my one day of the week that when I come home at 4, I really don't have anything else to do. Like, he's not home, and I don't have to do the other routines that I'm about to talk about. And so Wednesdays kind of is just like my relaxing day for that hour and a half that I'm home. So I normally call my grandma every Wednesday and have that conversation. catch up with her, and she really appreciates it. I know she does, and it's also
and
like
you enjoy it.
yeah, it's also just my time to talk with family that I don't get to see very often anymore. So then we go to the gym, and I go to the gym earlier than he does on Wednesdays because I help Coach Miguel teach the kids some no-gi stuff, and normally I'm there controlling the littles, and then 7 o'clock is our adult no-gi class, and then I love rolling no-gi, so we're typically here the latest on Wednesdays.
No-gi competition rolls on Wednesdays, which is super fun. So it's always super fun for me because like I'm working all day, and then normally I'm here just on time, if not a minute or two late. It's typically my habit of things, and then it's immediately okay, competition rolls, and I'm like,
We forgot one really important aspect of Tuesday.
What's that?
Taco Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
It is Taco Tuesday
Every Tuesday.
Tuesday. And that doesn't just mean tacos, people. I mean, like, I make enchiladas, I make tostadas, I make literally every type of Mexican dish that you can possibly think of. I probably made it on a random Tuesday. I'm just like, what are you in the mood for this week? Oh, we're going to make green enchilada casserole. Or the days I'm feeling lazy, we do just make tacos. But then I've made carnitas, and I've made barbacoa, and I've made all this. I've done it all. I love it.
Taco Tuesday is a great night for dinner.
Yeah. I don't even know what we're doing this Tuesday. I haven't planned it yet. But every Tuesday is Taco Tuesday.
Tofu tacos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Try a vegetarian diet this week. We'll see how that goes.
Yep.
But
Pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone.
yeah. So then Wednesdays, and literally every night after the gym that we're here, we just go home, shower, cook dinner, eat, and go to bed. So that's nothing different for us. So
Yep.
then Thursdays.
Thursday is now the 6 a.m. day,
Nope.
which is super fun.
Nope, not for me.
Last Thursday we had our blue belt tests happen at 6 a.m., which is funny because our instructor, Professor Brenton, he hates waking up in the morning. So they showered him with sweets to sweeten him up so that they would pass the test on Tuesday or Thursday, and that was super fun.
And they all passed, so good job, guys.
Yep.
I'm excited
Good
for
work.
tomorrow. But yeah, then Thursdays.
Thursday, 6 a.m. class. Typically, Thursday is my least busy work day, where I have actual work to do. So
Yeah, actual work.
actual work, yes. I do a lot more personal things that need to get done on Thursdays. Catch up on errands type stuff, but I do work a little bit on Thursdays.
Thursdays is my clean the house day. Every Thursday, I wake up a little earlier than I normally do and clean the bathroom so that I don't feel so overwhelmed when I get home from work. And then when I get home from work, then I clean the kitchen and I sweep and I vacuum. And if I have a little extra time before we have to leave at 5:45, then sometimes I'll mop and sometimes I'll wipe down something that hasn't been wiped down in a while, like the inside of the lights or the top of the chandelier, things like that. Like I try to do one thing that I haven't touched in the house in a really long time every Thursday, and that way it just consistently stays
What a good
clean.
routine.
Yeah, but I have to do it on Thursdays because that's the only day that works out the best for me, and I have to do it weekly because we have dogs that shed like a mofo. It is crazy how much our dog
She
Olive
has
sheds.
clumps of hair just coming out of her butt right now.
Spring, it's that spring fever.
It's annoying.
It's annoying, yeah.
And she doesn't like when we brush her. She runs away.
Yeah, she's a punk. But anyway, clean every Thursday, and then we go to Muay Thai.
And that's Muay Thai at 6.
That's beginner class.
And then beginner class Jiu Jitsu at 7. Which, if you have a beginner curriculum, I would suggest no matter what belt level you are, go to it.
Yep.
And remember your basics and your fundamentals, because that's where all of your Jiu Jitsu stems from in any role that you do ever.
All the positions, the 7 basic positions, you use in basically every role. Maybe not stand up, but at least 6 out of the 7 you probably use in every role. And it's just cool to emphasize on those little techniques and make them better,
Yes.
sharpen them up.
And when you help teach the brand new white belts, you learn them better because you have to articulate them.
Yep. So you feel a sense of like, oh, I actually kind of know what I'm doing a little bit.
And then you can beat up brand new white belts.
Yep. That's been fun.
We love you guys.
And then we just go home, shower, cook dinner, eat, go to bed.
Rinse, repeat.
And then Fridays.
Friday.
TGIF?
Friday.
No, stop it. Everyone loves Friday because it's the last day of the week, but it's really not for us. I consider Fridays a Thursday because we go to the gym Tuesday through Saturday, and I really honestly consider the gym more work because it's more demanding, I think, sometimes.
Wow.
But
I think it's more fun.
Fridays are a crazy busy day.
Yeah, Fridays, there's a lot of gym time.
Oh my goodness. So,
So-
Friday, I get to leave work early on Fridays because the markets close at 3. So we get to leave at 3 instead of 4, which is super nice.
Yeah. I go to noon class on Fridays, noon no-gi, which is always fun.
Yep. And then now what we're doing is at 5 o'clock on Fridays, so an hour earlier than the rest of the week, we come and teach our littles kickboxing, Muay Thai, all
Kids
that fun
kickboxing.
stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a mess.
Dude, kids
Suck.
are crazy.
They suck at at Muay Thai. They just
Kids
suck
suck
at
at
it.
kickboxing. But maybe we suck as coaches. I don't know.
Maybe. It's possible. Not
Trying
likely,
to-
but possible.
Trying to figure that out. They have a good time, and we have a good time sometimes.
Yeah. The bigger kids are good and they get it.
Yes.
But the littles, it's really hard because we don't have it split up between like 5 and 8 and then 8 to 16 type thing. It's literally just like anyone who's 5 to anyone who's 14. They can be in that class. So we really have to articulate what we're trying to say to the different kids in a specific way. And we've actually now had one of the better kids in the class start taking the littles for us so that we can work on just the big kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can teach the littles whatever they want because they're not going to listen anyway. But so we teach the kids at 5, and then we teach
have
the
kids
at
competition
6.
class at 6, which is fun because we just make the kids kill each other, and sometimes we hop in and roll with the kids and
And we get to
demolish
hit them with noodles.
Yeah.
We
'cause
have pool noodles.
If you ever see a kid that's in bottom mount and their legs are flat and they're not opening or shrimping or bridging at all, just grab a noodle and whack their feet until they start opening.
Yeah, like where my feet are right now, just completely flat. That's how they lay in bottom mountain. I don't really know how they expect to get out, but when we start hitting them with the noodles, they definitely start moving a little bit more. And it's really fun to just go around and say, I can hit kids and I get paid for it, or whatever you want to say. But
Yeah,
it's
that's
super fun to beat up on the kids a little bit.
And then we help them out with their competition issues that they had with their roles for the kids.
And they just get to roll, and they just get to go 50 to 100% as much as they want. They can start in any position really that they want to work out of, but that class, Friday class, is really only for like 10 and above. It's for whatever kids are actually looking to compete in the next competition.
Mhm.
We don't let little kids in that one.
And then it's my favorite class of the week, I'd say.
Question answer?
Question answer class, yes.
It's takedowns for the first half hour typically. Takedowns are a really good holding position, I would say. So like front headlock, or now it's leg lock Fridays type thing. And then it's question answer for the last half hour.
Yeah, so question answer is awesome because whatever issues you're having throughout the week rolling, maybe you're having trouble finishing a sweep, or maybe you got to a submission and you're trying to clean it up because something always happens. Our black belt professor literally gives you tips for the whole class, and then you drill what specific issue you're having issues with.
Yeah, and it's cool because white belts get to ask first because they're typically the ones that get stuck the most.
But I'm typically the only person that brings a question ready.
No. I always have a question.
Okay, us. And then everyone else is always like, oh yeah, it's Friday again.
Mm-hmm. And we actually have a board in the
What
gym
you ask?
where they get to write down their questions so they don't forget it by the Friday when it comes up, or maybe they
Yeah.
were rolling and they kept getting stuck and they want to ask about it, so
I
they
would
can just write it on
say
the board.
that the Friday class has advanced my game so much faster than just regular class,
That's good.
because it's things that I'm working on for my game that
Mhm.
get completely tailored to the techniques I'm doing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, and then we stay and roll on Fridays, and then we go home, shower, make dinner, eat, and go to bed. That doesn't really change.
And then
So
Saturdays
gets a little more crazy.
feels a little chaotic
Little
a
bit.
lot of times.
So we get up earlier on Saturdays, and then sometimes he'll even go drive in the mornings because he Ubers. But then we have a fitness class here at 10 a.m. that we go to, and after the fitness class is over at 11, then it's another week of beginner class. So it's on a separate schedule than Thursday, but it's the exact same class. And
On a different rotation.
yeah, and it's during the morning now. And it's normally a big class with a lot of white belts, and that's the day
Yes.
that a lot of people can make it, so we try to make it to help them out.
Yeah.
And then
You
after...
gotta put You got to put interest into the white belts
Yeah.
to keep them so that we have more toys to play with.
Yep.
Not saying that white belts
Toys.
aren't people.
A
But
lot
white
of people
belts
say
aren't
that
people.
we're not people. Don't let them do that. But anyway, so beginner class ends at noon, 11 to noon.
Mhm.
Yep. And then we just have open mat. And typically it is just open mat after classes, but like Saturday is designated open mat. So even if you don't show up to class, a lot of people do show up at noon just to roll.
And then I'll roll until Brittany says, Nick, we gotta go. And I'll be like, what? And she'll be like, it's 2 o'clock.
Yeah, I really try to be out of here by like 1:30 or 2 because then we still have to eat, we still have to shower, and it's just, we have a lot of stuff planned on Saturdays normally. Like last night we had the fights, and the night before, or the Saturday before that, we were going to dinner with his parents, or like we always have something on Saturday nights. We're never just at home. So I
Yeah.
try to leave here by 2 so that we can eat, because typically we have dinner plans, and
Yeah,
I want to
Saturday
be
night's,
hungry by
Saturday
7.
night's really a big social night normally.
Yeah. But just try to do that. Take our
Yeah.
dogs for a walk now that it's getting nicer out.
Yep. But yeah, I will roll until she tells me to stop rolling basically every day because I don't realize she always wants to leave the gym by 9 so we can eat dinner by like 10:30 and go to bed by like, I don't know, maybe 11:30.
Yeah.
But there have been times where I've rolled and it's like 10 o'clock and I'm like, oh, maybe we should go eat dinner now.
Yeah. If we do end up leaving here past 9:30 for any reason, which is very rare because I keep track.
Yeah,
then
she like cracks the whip. She's like, it's 9 o'clock, Nick. You need to go.
I'm turning into a pumpkin here. We gotta go.
And
But
I'm like, oh,
if we
I'm
leave
sorry.
here too late, we do end up just getting like Wendy's or something because I don't want to stay up and cook forever. Because I'm a big cook. Like I cook a lot and I cook big dinners. I'm not just a let's microwave up some leftovers type person. Like I literally will make a protein, a starch, and a veggie every single night.
I do the dishes.
Every night. It's like kind of crazy if we don't have one of those 3 things on our plate. It's probably an off night that I don't feel like cooking if we don't. But we're very balanced eaters, which can be a whole different topic one day. But then, okay, so Sundays. Sundays is the last day we haven't talked about. And we
Sundays?
gotta wrap up here soon. But
When we film
For you
our
guys.
podcasts
Yeah.
for you guys and our podcast vlog.
yeah, so we've organized it into our schedule to start recording at 9 because it seems to be the time that works out best for us because at 10 he typically has commitments with some clients.
Mm-hmm.
And once his commitments are over around 11, then we go home. There is a judo class at 11, but we just choose not to do it
Yeah,
because
Sundays.
that's a lot.
Sundays are physical rest day where I don't actually roll unless we have like a lot of time. But most of the time, I know I need a physical rest day
Yeah.
because I will typically roll every day of the week. Most days, multiple times,
Yeah. Sundays
like
is
multiple
cool.
time slots.
Yeah, and Sundays we have a flow class, which is really cool, and I would love to do it one of these days, but by the end of Tuesday through Saturday, like, I am spent. I cannot go and do another class, and I love the people
Yeah.
who come on Sundays, and they've all tried to get me to show up, and I'm like, guys, you don't understand, like, I cannot go. Like, I refuse.
Yeah, and we know that if we didn't have an actual rest day, that our bodies would deteriorate.
Mhm.
That's just what it is.
They're already deteriorating. Yesterday we were, like, kind of wrestling, and all of our limbs were just cracking. Every time we
Yeah, it's
moved,
like
we're
pop, pop,
oh,
pop.
oh. That's another one. But
Yes.
yeah, and then Sunday afternoons we probably on Saturday afternoons we typically go get lunch with my dad too. It's been a kind of a weekly thing.
You have to spend some family time.
Taco truck, Olive Garden, whatever's around.
We like tacos.
Yeah, I think today we're gonna go get poke.
Oh.
Oh no, we're not. We're going to get Bloody
Bloody
Marys
Marys.
instead. We said poke, but maybe tomorrow. Anyway, yeah. Then Sundays we kind of just chill, relax, catch up, figure out if there's anything significant for the rest of the week. Like today, we're gonna have to talk about our schedule for the gym since we're gonna be here on a Monday this week. Then we're normally not. If we're gonna skip like Thursday
No,
this
we're
week
not
or
gonna skip.
something. Okay, I might skip a day this week because I can't do 6 or 7 days in a row.
Why not?
But it's I don't know. I guess we would just say to get some scheduling time, figure out.
Yeah, the reason that we have a tight schedule is so that we have a strong habit and we know when things are going to be happening and what other commitments we can make.
Squeeze in. Yep.
Yeah, so
we leave Saturday nights open, we leave Sundays open, we typically try to leave Mondays open too, and that gives us 3 separate times that we could either take time for ourselves to relax, go see family, or hang out with friends.
yeah, and our training schedule, our commitments are pretty on the heavy side
Yeah.
for training.
I
So
wouldn't say there's a whole lot of people here that do as much as we do. I can name a handful, and that's about it. Everyone
Yeah.
else does like 2 or 3 days a
So
week.
you got to find out what works best for you, but schedule it out in advance, because if you come home from work every night and you're like, am I going to go to the gym tonight? If it's a question, we're going to follow the path of least resistance as people, as humans, and we're just going to say, nah, I worked hard. But if you have already made that commitment in the past, you're like, yeah, Tuesday nights is my night to go to the gym, I'm going.
Yeah, like
It's
there's
going to be much
nights-
easier to continue that.
There's nights sometimes that I'm just like, I just don't want to go, but I know I'm going to feel better if I go. But like I know last week specifically, and I didn't want to get too far into it today, but I was feeling super overwhelmed. Like I had a lot of deadlines at work, and the schedule at the gym was just kind of getting to me. And there was one night that I just was like, I just need a vacation. I can't do this. Like I physically just do not want to go to the gym tonight. And I don't think that rolling will even make me feel better. Like I think I just need to chill tonight. And if you feel like that, from personal experience, I would just highly recommend, don't go. Don't overdo it.
Listen to your body.
Literally listen to your body. Like, Literally. Queen Victoria.
From The Bachelor. Bachelor, yeah.
But yeah, listen to your body. Like he said, we do probably overdo it a little bit, but we are also really young. So I think we're able to do it the way that we have been for a while
Young?
still.
I'm 29 years old.
You're going to offend a lot of people right now. Just so you know. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely some nights, and then I will pick and choose. Like typically I try to go the 5 days a week on my set schedule, because that is my set schedule, and I never want to get out of the routine. And if there is a day that I'm like, man, I really need to just take a hot bath tonight or something, I'll pick one night where I'm just like, okay, I'll do it this week, but next week I gotta get back into it type
Yeah,
thing.
you don't want to change that up.
Don't want to make it a habit and create a new schedule for myself.
Right.
Like I remember I said that my cleaning day was Thursdays. It used to be Fridays, and I had to switch it to Thursdays because our kids class moved from Thursdays to Fridays at 5, and I figured out that if I get home and then I have to go to kids class at like 4:30, that I just didn't have enough time, so I had to start switching it to Thursdays. And that's that's a balance that you have to find in your life, is that if you have something that you do on a daily basis, or something that you do on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, but something's going to come up that's going to interrupt that time for you, you just have to work it in somewhere else, especially if it's something you either need to get done or enjoy doing.
Yes. And make sure that you do schedule things that you enjoy doing. Thankfully, we have lots of time that we get to spend together at the gym because we both love doing it. But our schedules would look very different if, one of us didn't train. We would schedule more time to do things together outside of that.
Because we do give ourselves Saturday nights, Sundays, and Monday nights, I feel like that's plenty of time. I feel like we do keep up with everyone in our lives that we need to keep up with, for the most part. And if we didn't train as much as we did, I don't know what we'd do. We'd be so bored.
Yeah,
We'd
I
be
remember.
fat.
I remember before jiu-jitsu, and she worked at nights. What I did at home, like I got bored of video games. I literally started studying astronomy. Remember that?
And blacksmithing, and he took
Yeah.
up some really weird hobbies for a bit. But now we have our set schedule. We're very happy with our schedule. Like I said, it does get a little overwhelming sometimes, but I mean, that's just the name of the game, and we still enjoy every part of it.
Yes.
Living life to its fullest.
Yep, love it. Love the schedule. I love staying. I don't always look forward to what's going on, but I know that I've got good things coming up in my life because I know I'm going to go to the gym later.
Yeah.
And, if I'm ever stressed out or anything, I know that this too will pass, and I'll get back to the gym, and that'll be a reset.
Yeah. Well, even when I was injured and I still couldn't roll, I was still at the gym. On the days that I would go, I would still be at the gym, watching, learning, taking mental notes, because that was my schedule.
Being social.
And I didn't want to be out not rolling for 3 weeks, and then when those 3 weeks were up and I could actually start rolling again, and just be like, oh, well, how am I supposed to get back into this? I haven't done this in forever. But because I kept going, kept showing up,
Our habits
sticking
didn't
to my
change.
routine. Yeah. It made it that much easier to transition back into my lifestyle. But basically, our whole purpose of this was just so you could get your wheels turning and thinking about what you do, and your scheduling and how
Right.
it can impact you, because we love what we do. Like you said, we love our schedule.
Right.
And it's chaotic.
And most of our schedule is things that add value to our life. But if you are spending a lot of time, at home not doing much, or watching TV, doing things, just eating snack food, maybe you find some sort of creative outlet or hobby that fills up that time, that adds value to your life.
Yep. We're in control of our own life and destinations, and if you don't like something, change it.
Yep.
That's about as far as it goes.
Yeah.
So, thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, I hope you liked the little insight into our everyday lives.
Yeah.
And maybe
Need
we'll
any
start
help
taking
scheduling?
reservations for Taco Tuesdays. She's really good at tacos.
Or if you have any new recipes that you really like, let me know, because I love cooking. I mean, for Taco Tuesday specifically, but anything. I literally will cook anything. I love it. So, but all right, he's got
All
his
right.
client stuff now. So,
Well, thanks so much, guys. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, review, share.
hi guys.